Two American lawmakers this week introduced a bill to the U.S. Congress seeking to impose sanctions on a former governor of Kano State in northwest Nigeria, Rabiu Kwankwaso, for alleged violations of religious freedoms. Now, the bill itself identifies Mr. Kwankwaso, a former senator, a defense minister, and presidential candidate, as one of the individuals contributing to what it brands systemic religious persecution of Christians that have persisted in Nigeria. Well, furthering the narrative its sponsors claim, but which has been disputed by many local and international observers. On Thursday, the New Nigeria People's Party came out in bold defense of Kwankwaso, who actually founded the political party. Abubakar Yesufu, who is a lawyer and a chieftain of the party, joins us now to discuss this situation. Thank you so much for joining us here on Newsday. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. I'm intrigued to be here.
Well, this accusation, this bill, did it come as a surprise to you or to your party or maybe even to Kwankwaso himself that he might have been under scrutiny by some of these lawmakers for these allegations?
Well, I would say as a person, it did not come to me as a surprise. I saw it coming as soon as Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso took those lawmakers you mentioned to the cleaners when they actually questioned their propriety of coming to, investigate the country and asking America to allow us use our discretion in paving the way for, a truly free society. It's also shocking in the other way, if you look at it the other way, because Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso is, has been one of the most profound in terms of, education, encouragement and all that. Do not forget that when he was the first coming, 1999 to 2003, he was the first person that introduced the very first university in Kano State, Kano State University of Technology. And when he was removed, who removed him, we care to ask. They were the ulamas and those people that were really pro-Sharia. Suffice it to say that Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso was actually very reluctant in giving vent to the Sharia thing. So much so that even the ulamas and Islamic clerics at the time, they were trying to even lynch a quote. And even public outings, he was not even going. He was sending his subordinate or twice Ganduje to them. So I'm shocked in that sense that somebody that was, reluctant in introducing Sharia, Sharia is now one of the grounds on which they are putting these very, this very slot on him. So, but be that as it may, we keep asking that the Congress, the two House of Rep members, does not aggregate the entire Congress. I believe that the American Congress will do it right. And,
no, definitely, this is an attack on his reputation. Yeah. So, what options are available to him to challenge or contest such a classification internationally?
Yeah, we have started reaching out, and I think. The American Congress, I don't think they were sleeping on their ass. Don't forget that only recently the government in power, hired some people to do their laundry for them. So I'm sure that these two House of Rep members, they are, it's in bid to checkmate the rising profile of Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso because they are scared because he's the only person that has that of mammoth support in the country. Only recently...
In the country or in Kano State?
No, in the country. Only recently, the entire APC, came up with the idea that they just registered 10 million voters. Kano alone, even with INEC accreditation, we have up to 8 million votes. So they know. We have not even taken a stand, but they are scared. I'm sure they were able to extend this to international conspirators to undo him. But like I always say, anything that you're doing, you have to look at his background. A rose flower, by other names, will still smell as sweet.
Very well said. In the worst case scenario, if this bill does go through and the Global Magnitsky Act is enacted and, assets are frozen and the Kwankwaso's visa is banned, what would be the practical impact on his ability, Kwankwaso's ability to lead the NNPP, especially at this time?
You discover that Musa's popularity, especially in Kano and the adjoining state, has no way been diminished. He will continue to rule those people and will continue to control them. So 8 million votes, even if he gets half of that, whoever is going to take those votes. But I think the U.S. Congress will not listen to those two people that came, Riley Moore, or is it Riley Lex? So we are watching them, and at the appropriate time, we'll take a decision. But as it stands, the Kwankwaso movement is still looking at them. Only yesterday, Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso traveled again abroad to check out the numerous children that is sponsoring abroad, scholarship and all that. Don't forget that. Look at the basis or the background. Musa has more than 3,000 students abroad that is sponsoring in terms of education and all that. Boko Haram, the section of this the latest upsurge, don't forget, this book or academic is forbidden. But Musa is very trenchant, is very profuse in encouraging education. So it's antithetic, and I want to believe that that these two people, they do not know what they really are doing, and I think the Congress will check them, and so to say. And I believe that they are what we call Aristides illiterate voter. If I may just use a minute to explain to you, Aristides was the hero of the Wapos War. He was known for his incorruptibility. He was very just. So much so that Themistocles, who was a famous rival, he introduced this act of banishing people. So Aristides knew that it was gone, and he was going across the border to face the ultimate banishment. And he met an illiterate voter. He didn't know he was talking to Aristides. He inscribed into this oyster shell the word Aristides so that I too will vote for his banishment. So they inscribed the man. Aristides inscribed into that shell, and he went into exile. 3 years later, as history will have it, Aristides was called back from exile when Caesar of Persia threatened with his Christian armada to dismantle the Greek city-states. And it's also in that same history that Aristides distinguished himself in the battles of Plataea and Salamis. So this is it. I'm with my Kwankwaso brought up Abubakar Yesufu, A1 history, grade 1, Egosa Grammar School. So
right.
Talk to me.
Okay.
Okay, well, talking about the Kwankwaso movement, are you worried that there could be possible stigmatization of, supporters of the Kwankwaso movement, members of the movement, even members of the NNPP, based on as a result of this classification?
Well, you see, like I told you just now, that a rose flower by other names will still smell, does not affect the smell of a rose flower. I'm worried, but I'm not necessarily alarmed. So we keep saying this, unlike Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso always tell us in our lectures, that beware of those, I'm quoting verbatim quote, who are constantly critical of others. For when you turn your back, they will deal with you in the same manner. Such is the identity of the negative man. Avoid them like the plague, unquote. So we're not worried. But we are concerned, a bit concerned, and we are going to address it. And our popularity has eaten very deep, and they trust us, and we trust them. So at the appropriate time, we'll tell the people what they stand for. You see, this international conspiracy is also linked to, domestic whatever. You discover that only 2 weeks ago, our only governor left to the ruling party, to join the League of the Big Boys. But we are watching all, and at the appropriate time, we will tell the people what it all stands for. But like I told you, our quest to serve Nigeria is in no way diminished.
And the NNPP, we know, has called for an investigation into these allegations.
Yes.
Who would be conducting this? Would this be the Nigerian federal government, or are you hiring lobbyists abroad to?
Yeah, with the NNPP and our candidate, we do not have money to hire lobbyists like the central government has just done $10 million. The other things that you cannot even see, like concessions and all that. That's why these people are running helter-skelter to stigmatize the most profound character that cannot do them. But right now, we are not even taking a stand. If we join any party, it's going to cause a lot of upset. So they believe that the best way that they can upstage us is to stigmatize us. So we keep fighting, and we cannot go and vote money for, like the central government is doing. But we keep telling the people that they should trust us and not be more pretentious.
You won't seek legal counsel?
Right now, we are still waiting for Congress. It has not even entered Congress. This is the first stage. Thereafter, it's going to go for, investigation, committee stage, and all that. But I think it will suffer the violent hammer of dismissal when it comes up for hearing at the Congress. I trust the U.S. Congress. Yeah. They've been able to take even Donald Trump to the cleaners. And one other thing that is paramount. You see, when a country is failing in domestic policy, they will start pursuing aggressive foreign policy. So the U.S. under Trump, is having a kind of, don't forget about the result that just happened. We are still waiting for the midterm results. So they are looking at, in fact, that was what even cost Maduro his killing crown. They want to pursue aggressive foreign policy. It's even happening here too. Our domestic policy is comatose. Our foreign policy is almost blind and uninspiring. But when there's a coup in the Republic of Benin, we send soldiers there to go and arrest that same coup and all that. But we have not solved our domestic policy. Is there? Louis Philippe in the middle, if you remember, was able to do this. Failure at home, you will now pursue a very strong, aggressive foreign policy. We are watching them, and at the appropriate time, we'll tell them how we stand.
So what is your message to Nigerians who are worried about the implication of this allegation for national stability and, of course, democratic credibility?
Well, they should stay with us, the leader of, my leader that leads the very poor, because our elders says it is a curse of the snakes. If all snakes live together in one hole, who would approach them? But they live one unto itself, and easy prey fall to man. We are going to come together, the very poor in Kano, we are going to reintegrate with the poor in the Southwest and what have you, so that we'll be able to take this country from this mountain of despair. We intend to create a tunnel of hope for Nigeria and Nigerians.
Well, I guess we just have to see how all of this plays out, and wish the best for your party and for the Kwankwaso movement and Dr. Kwankwaso himself. Barrister Abubakar Yesufu, NNPP Chieftain, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you so much.